The Convoy Sol Gamma -7 is the richest prize in the sector. We take it together, or we bleed each other first.
My scouts say it's lightly guarded. 12 haulers, 1 frigate. Too easy. What's the catch?
Vex's mandibles twitched. He had paid dearly for the intel from a source deep in Earth naval supply logistics.
No catch. Earth thinks they've secured the route. They're wrong. My source confirms. No backup, no escort beyond the Patience.
Aboard the ESS Patience, Captain Brooks read the encrypted burst from naval intelligence, his expression unchanged.
All targets en route. 6 months of lies, and the predators were finally circling. Helm, set course for the outer belt. Increase speed to match the hauler's maximum. We'll transit in 12 hours.
Sir, that route's been hit 41 times this year. Is Command sure about this run?
Brooks didn't answer. He trusted Harris to follow orders, and Harris knew better than to press. The convoy turned toward the outer belt, where the trap was already tightening. On the bridge of the Patience, Brooks summoned his senior officers for a private briefing.
Intel confirms this convoy is the primary target of every pirate clan in the sector. They'll come in force.
Every clan. That's a coordinated strike. Sir, we can't hold against that.
We won't have to hold for long. Command has a plan. I need you both steady.
Lieutenant Sorensen caught Brooks's eye, her face unreadable. She knew more than she let on. Across the sector, the pirate coalition gathered. Vex's voice boomed over the tight beam comms.
The easy plunder of a lifetime, brothers. 12 fat haulers and a lone frigate. Take them, and we'll feast for a year.
On her own bridge, Zara listened to the cheers and hissed softly through her scarred snout.
Easy, he says. But something doesn't feel right. Still, we go.
The pirate fleet assembled at the ambush coordinates, hidden in the shadow of a dead moon. Ahead, the convoy's running lights blinked against the dark. In the ready room, adjacent to the bridge, Captain Brooks and Lieutenant Sorensen reviewed the operation's final parameters.
6 months of fake manifests, bribed freighter captains, and whispers in every port from here to the fringe. It all culminates today.
Every pirate clan in the sector thinks this is their payday. They're all converging on the same coordinates, exactly as we planned.
And when they all commit, we close the net. Battle Group Theseus will drop in right on top of them.
Provided our decoy holds. The patience is the key. If they smell a trap before they're fully committed, they'll scatter.
Sorensen pulled up a holographic chart, dotted with the known routes of every major pirate clan. The red icons were all converging into a single kill box.
Then we hold. We make them think they've won until the last pirate ship is inside the net, no matter the cost.
They stood in silence for a moment, the weight of the coming engagement pressing down on them both.
6 months of deception, and now the fleet waits on the other side of a single burst transmission.
Outside, the convoy pushed deeper into the outer belt, the trap fully baited and waiting. From the shadow of a dead moon, pirate scouts transmitted the convoy's exact position to their masters.
They're right on schedule. All ships, set ambush coordinates. We strike when they cross the belt. No mercy.
The prey is in sight, but my instincts still scream trap. I will not let the others see my doubt.
Aboard the Patience, Captain Brooks opened the ship-wide channel, his voice heavy.
Crew of the Patience, listen carefully. We are bait. I won't sugarcoat it. Tay, there's a storm coming, and we are the lure. But remember, we volunteered for this. Hold steady.
Bait. He never said it like that before. What the hell are we really walking into?
A grim silence settled over the crew as the ship's status lights threw long shadows across their faces. The convoy crossed into the outer belt proper, the designated kill box for the trap. The noose was set. Now they just had to wait for the pirates to take the bait. On the Patience's tactical display, the first pirate signatures blinked into existence, multiplying rapidly.
Contact. Multiple ships decloaking. They've got us boxed in. Captain, Vexcor, and Drothy signatures.
Sound general quarters. No external comms. I want every weapon ready but cold.
His order ran through the ship like a silent current, met with grim nods and tight jaws.
Lieutenant Sorensen, send the trigger. It's time to end this.
The signal's away. In minutes, Battle Group Theseus will rewrite the rules of this ambush.
The encrypted burst flashed across the sector, a silent scream calling the fleet to war.
The dice are cast. In the next hour, either we end piracy in this sector, or we die trying.
Outside, the pirate fleet closed its fist around the convoy, their weapons hot and intentions clear. The bait was taken. Now the jaws of the trap would close from every direction, and there would be no escape. 14 pirate vessels opened fire simultaneously, their plasma bolts slicing across the convoy's defensive perimeter like angry spears.
They're helpless. Press the attack. No mercy.
Return fire with point defense only. I want the enemy to think we're panicked and outmatched.
The Patience's defensive guns flung out scattered, poorly aimed fire into the void.
Captain, we're absorbing hits. At this rate, our shields will fail before the fleet arrives.
Not yet, Lieutenant. Every second we stall draws another pirate ship into the net. We need them fully committed.
A torpedo slammed into the Patience's port shields, sending tremors through the hull.
Hold steady. Let them think they're winning. When the trap closes, we'll end this.
This is too easy. That frigate should be running, not fighting this half-heartedly. Something is wrong.
The pirates, drunk on perceived victory, pushed deeper into the kill zone, unaware that the jaws of the real fleet were about to snap shut. On the pirate bridges, boarding party reports flooded in. The haulers were hollow, carrying only empty cargo containers and dead manifest files.
Empty. Decoys, then. It changes nothing. The frigate is the real prize. Her data alone is worth a fortune. All ships, target the Patience.
Across the fleet, targeting systems shifted to the lone escort vessel, reorienting weapons arrays to focus their fire.
A decoy convoy is an expensive ruse. This was planned. But by whom and for what?
As the pirate fleet tightened its ring, the smaller clans previously hesitant saw opportunity in the chaos and committed their forces.
The cowards finally join. Good. The more, the merrier. Let no ship escape. The Patience is our prize.
The pirate armada swelled to over 20 vessels, a swarm of metal and malice descending on the damaged frigate.
Too many ships, too easy a target. This is a trap. But to retreat now would brand me a coward before the entire coalition.
With each new transmission, the kill box grew more crowded, the net more full. The trap was now perfectly baited. Every pirate in the sector was now exactly where Earth wanted them, and the Patience held her course, her captain watching the plot with a grim smile. Multiple torpedoes struck the Patience simultaneously. Shields collapsed, and a hull breach erupted amidships.
Engineering, simulate a reactor cascade. Make them think we're dead in space.
The frigate's engines flickered, sputtered, and went dark. An eerie silence fell over the bridge.
They're not trying to escape. A crippled ship would fire everything, not play dead. This is a trap.
They're helpless. Move in. Board that vessel before it's completely destroyed.
Pirate ships closed to point-blank range, their boarding pods already cycling for the final assault.
Battle Group Theseus is entering the system. ETA to drop 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Keep the engines cold and the weapons silent. The net is almost full.
On the Drothi Bridge, Zara's tail lashed. Every instinct screamed retreat, but it was too late. The trap was sprung, and the fleet was coming. The last pirate vessel, a straggler from a minor clan, crossed into the kill box. Every target was present.
Now, emergency power to forward shields. Helm, hard to starboard. Expose the beacon.
The Patience lurched, her hull groaning as she swung broadside, revealing a small module, the FTL beacon.
Beacon array deployed and transmitting. FTL tether established. Here they come.
Space itself seemed to tear open. a blinding purplish-blue rift expanding like an angry wound.
It was a trap, a jump rift. They've lured us here for a fleet drop.
The beacon's signal had tripped the synchronized drives of 31 capital ships. Through the rift, the massive bows of Earth battleships pierced the light, their gun batteries already tracking.
3 decades of piracy ends tonight. No mercy for those who prey on the weak.
Battle group. Theseus had arrived, and the trap that took 6 months to build was finally complete. For a frozen heartbeat, the pirate fleet stared at the impossible wall of capital ships that had materialized around them.
What treachery is this? They said there was no backup.
Before anyone could respond, a new voice thundered across the tactical net.
This is Admiral Cade of the Earth Navy. Your vessels are targeted. Power down weapons and prepare to be boarded.
So it was a trap, and I walked right into it.
On the Patience, Captain Brooks allowed himself a single grim nod as the pirates realized their predicament.
All ships, break formation, jump to light speed, now.
But the Theseus fleet's interdiction fields had already clamped down, preventing any FTL escape. The trap was complete. Every pirate in the sector was now at the mercy of Earth's guns.
You have 60 seconds to comply. After that, we will open fire with all batteries.
No pirate vessel complied. Engines flared as several ships attempted emergency jumps, only to be hurled back by the Theseus fleet's gravity wells. A single warning shot from the battleship Nemesis carved a blazing line across the bow of a Drothi cruiser.
That was your only warning. All ships, open fire.
They won't take us without a fight. Target the lead battleship, now.
The void ignited. 31 capital ships fired in sequence, their coil gun rounds moving at near light speed. 2 pirate craft disintegrated instantly. Then the real trap revealed itself. The decoy haulers retracted false hull panels, exposing hidden point defense turrets that filled space with a storm of flak.
6 months of lies, and the noose is finally tight around their necks.
Pirate ships collided in panic. Escape pods launched into the firestorm, only to be caught in the crossfire. The trap had not just ambushed them, it had turned their own aggression into a slaughterhouse. The battle was far from over, but the outcome was no longer in doubt. The trap had worked perfectly. The Nemesis locked onto Vex's flagship. A full coil gun salvo punched through its shields like paper.
We are Vex Corps. We do not surrender.
The flagship disintegrated in a silent white flash, taking Vex and his command crew with it. Zara's cruiser turned to flee, but a precision shot from the Patience sheared its engines.
So this is how it ends. Better than a cage.
Admiral Cade ordered boarding shuttles to seize the remaining vessels. Within 23 minutes, the last pirate ship fell silent. The sector's worst scourge was no more. Every pirate clan in the sector had been destroyed or captured in a single engagement. The trap had paid for itself 100-fold, but Captain Brooks knew the real work was only beginning. Operation Bait was over. The prisoners held the key to the next phase. Across the fleet, survivors were stripped of weapons and marched into holding cells. Commander Zara of the Drothi, her scales still smelling of ozone, was brought before Captain Brooks.
You think this victory will break us? The Drothi will rise again.
You thought this was a convoy. It was a trap 6 months in the making. You were never the hunters.
6 months. They baited us from the start. We were prey all along.
Your piracy ended today. The sector will be scrubbed clean of your kind forever.
Zara's tail lashed, but she said nothing. There was nothing left to say. The victory was total. All pirate ships destroyed or captured. All leaders accounted for. But as the prisoners were transferred, Brooks and Sorensen shared a glance that held a deeper calculation. Operation Bait was complete. Now the real war would begin. Captain Brooks was summoned to the Theseus's secure briefing room, where Admiral Cade and Lieutenant Sorensen awaited with a classified project file.
The trap was never just about destroying ships, Captain. It was about ending piracy permanently.
We've developed neural trackers. If we implant them into the prisoners, they'll unwittingly lead us back to every hidden base.
Brooks stared at the holographic schematics, his jaw tightening.
You want to turn prisoners into unknowing spies? That's a violation of every convention we claim to uphold.
Every convention the pirates ever violated. This is war, Captain. We can end it now, or let it fester for another generation.
The ethical line was razor thin, and Brooks felt it slicing into his conscience.
The implants are dormant until removed. There's no pain, no mind control, just a signal. But it has to be your call.
Brooks looked at the star map dotted with hundreds of known pirate bases. Then at the file detailing the implant's success rate. 99.8% undetectable. The choice was his. End the threat forever, or uphold principles that had never protected a single freighter. Brooks found Harris in the maintenance corridor, the lieutenant's face still streaked with soot from the battle.
Implants and prisoners. Sir, that's not justice. That's what they would do.
I know what it is, Harris. That's why I'm asking you.
Harris is wrong, Captain. This isn't revenge, it's insurance. Those pirates will kill again unless we stop them permanently.
Sorensen's words were cold, but they mirrored the logic Brooks had been turning over in his own mind. He sought out Zara one last time, finding her chained in the brig.
You came to gloat, human? The Drothi will outlast you. Our hidden fortresses will rebuild.
Hidden fortresses. She just confirmed why this is necessary. If we do nothing, they'll return. Do it. Authorize the implants. All of them.
With those words, Operation Ghost followed Operation Bait. The prisoners would become the keys to every hidden pirate base. In the Theseus medical bays, robotic arms performed microsurgery on each prisoner, inserting indetectable neural trackers at the base of their skulls. When the pirates awoke, they were told they were being released as a humanitarian gesture.
Humanitarian gesture. How pathetic. The Drothi will remember this weakness.
Across the sector, the released pirates scattered, unknowingly carrying the seeds of their destruction. Within hours, the first implant signals reached the Theseus. Sorensen's analysts watched the holomap flicker with data.
There. The Vexcore asteroid fortress. And another, a hidden shipyard.
The map filled with red dots. Each one a pirate base that had been untouchable for decades. Operation Ghost was working. The prisoners had become keys, and the locks were turning. Brooks watched the signals accumulate, knowing the cost of his decision would stay with him forever. The real hunt had begun, and this time, Earth was the predator. Over the following weeks, Earth strike fleets hit the mapped bases with precision, erasing pirate strongholds one by one. Captain Brooks was promoted to Commodore and given command of the newly formed Anti-Piracy Task Force. News broadcasts hailed a new era of peace. Piracy in the sector was at its lowest in 40 years.
We're winning. But the cost. The implants are a betrayal I'll carry to my grave.
We've confirmed 63 bases destroyed, Commodore. Only a few remain.
But deep in the asteroid belt, a pirate survivor spoke of a ghost tracker, an invisible hunter that knew their every move. The rumor spread through the remnants of the clans, sowing paranoia.
If they find the implants, our entire operation could unravel. We need to accelerate the strikes.
Then we hit the remaining bases simultaneously. No survivors, no evidence. The secret dies with them.
The order was given. The final phase of Operation Ghost would soon begin. The pirates grew paranoid, searching for the ghost tracker, but the implants were invisible to their scanners.
They're looking for a device. They'll never find it. Our trackers are biological.
Months passed. By the 12th, the holomap was a graveyard of extinguished pirate signals. All but one.
Commodore, we've pinpointed the last stronghold. A massive Drothi asteroid fortress, codenamed Iron Maw.
Iron Maw. That's where Zara said they'd rebuild. Is our assault fleet ready?
The fleet is in position. We're waiting on your order.
All units, you are clear to engage. End this.
The command was sent. Across the fleet, targeting systems locked onto the Iron Maw fortress. The fortress, A scar on the asteroid, prepared for its final stand. Brooks watched the tactical plot, knowing that after this strike, the implants would have served their purpose. The Earth fleet unleashed a coordinated barrage, hundreds of projectiles converging on the Iron Maw's shields. The shields buckled, then collapsed, exposing the asteroid's rock to direct bombardment. A salvo from the Nemesis struck the reactor core. The Iron Maw fortress detonated in a silent, brilliant flash across the sector. The final pirate outposts were erased in near-simultaneous strikes, their signatures vanishing one by one within hours. A galaxy-wide news broadcast declared the end of organized piracy in the sector. Commodore Brooks stood in the command center, the celebratory headlines scrolling past him on every screen.
It's over, but the victory feels colder than I expected.
He looked at the debris field where the Iron Maw had been, the silence of space eternal. No cheering, no sense of triumph. Only the weight of 14 months of silent, necessary betrayal. The pirate era had ended, but the secret of its ending would burn inside him forever. 3 years later, the retirement party for Commodore Brooks was in full swing at the Naval Headquarters ballroom. The original bridge crew of the Patience had reunited, their laughter carrying the warmth of old friends.
Commodore Brooks, your leadership in Operation Bait was a masterstroke that reshaped the entire sector.
Cade pinned the naval star on Brooks's chest, the gold gleaming under the ballroom lights.
From bait to the final strike, you earned this, Brian.
Sorensen, now a commander herself, smiled knowingly, the only one who fully understood. Ensign Chen watched from the crowd, her eyes bright with admiration for the retiring Commodore. Brooks raised his glass, the metal cold against his chest, his smile not quite reaching his eyes.
3 years since Iron Maw. The implants still ping. The secret still holds.
The implant network, hidden and active, continued to prevent any pirate resurgence. Commodore Brooks took the podium, the ballroom falling silent as he prepared to address the crowd.
We didn't just win a battle, we ended a way of life, and we paid for it with parts of ourselves.
He paused, his gaze finding Harris, then Sorensen, each face a silent testament to shared history.
But the sector is safe. That was always the mission.
He raised his glass. Every uniformed officer in the hall followed, a sea of gold and blue. The hall erupted in applause, a wave of sound carrying genuine relief and hard-won celebration. Across the crowd, his eyes met Sorensen's. She gave a small nod, her expression unreadable to all but him. In that nod lay 14 months of silent complicity, the unspeakable cost behind the public triumph.
The implants still flow. Every ping a ghost, every base a graveyard. I'll carry that silence.
Ensign Chen watched the Commodore, her eyes shining with hope for a future she believed had been won cleanly. The reception continued, but a quiet urgency drew Ensign Chen through the crowd to the Commodore's side.
Sir, Base 47 just lit up. The implant network flagged it an hour ago. An old VexCore pattern, but active.
Brooks took the data pad, staring at the new threat glowing red against his palm, the data scrolling with familiar signatures.
They never learn.
A ghost of a smile crossed his lips. The metal felt cool against his uniform. The pattern was old, but the network still whispered its secrets. He looked down at the naval star, then back to the pad, the red dot pulsing like a heartbeat in the darkness of the ballroom. The implant network, still vigilant after all these years, had found a new bloom of the old rot. Across the room, Commander Sorensen caught his eye and gave a knowing nod. The fight was never truly finished. Brooks raised his glass, the metal glinting under the golden lights, the pad still active in his hand, a silent promise to the stars. He turned to the viewport, the stars beyond cold and patient, the weight of his legacy and its secrets settling in his chest.